Hello guys, and welcome to the book of Unwritten Tales, part 2, as you know, you can see here. And we're finally here. The first game was so amazing, like it was just what adventure games should be. And now there's a sequel, and from like the 2 minutes, well probably a couple more than that, but the 2 minutes that I played to test, as always, has been fantastic. Like, it seems the production value on this is much higher, which, consider me stoked. Even without that, consider me stoked, because it's Book of Unwritten Tales, which is fantastic. I just really hope, and from what I've read, they have the humor and the writing and everything is there. It's there, if not more so. Which, and listen to this music. Fuck my life, this is amazing. Okay, I really cannot wait for this. So let's get going. Let's get a new game. Yes, that's fine. And it's gonna start off with a good intro.
Through all Avantasia, the alliance of humans, elves, and dwarves fought against the evil army of the shadows. The war had devastated the country for years upon years, and yet no one gained the advantage. And so it was that in that time of deepest despair, that an old archaeologist uncovered the location of the artifact of divine fate. The artifact could fulfill every wish, and thus decide the war, for one side or the other. Led by Warlock Munkus, son of Archwitch Mortroga, the Shadows hunted for the artifact. And they would have reached it first, were it not for a group of heroes who stood against them. Wilbur, the young gnome who was the first of his clan to become a mage. Ivo, the courageous elven princess from the Woodland Realm. And the Critter, a hairy creature from the Northlands, companion of the most brilliant of the heroes, Nate Bonnet, who was supposed to spend the rest of his life at the side of an elven princess, who deserved a kingdom and all the riches in the world, who should stop wasting time talking about himself in the third person.
I mean, you gotta love an opening like that. You just have to. So, this is, you know, the intro, where we can hold on to the rock face, because apparently we're falling down from somewhere. But yeah, honestly, I'd forgotten the name of Ivo. Yeah, I remember, you know, Wilbur, because it's Wilbur. Wilbur is the man. He's amazing. And Nate is cool, and I dig his new beard. Like, his new look is good. Just really good. At least I like it for now.
Good, good. This is good. Although the ground is still getting closer.
Yeah, let's climb up, because that's gonna help, you know? Love the way he climbs on. Look at the jetty.
Part of the jetty. At least some of it survived the explosion.
So it's basically only giving you one option at a time here, which, you know, also considering it's a tutorial, is fine. So let's climb up.
If I'm lucky, this will go all the way up to the island. But somehow I really doubt it will.
This all just looks so good. Like, compared to the first game, like such a dynamic looking opening is... Ooh. Yeah, that is gonna hurt. I just could not have imagined that in the first game. But it seems their tech is improved, or the engine, I don't know exactly. I think it's the same engine still. I mean, the way it looks, it's... yeah. But yeah, just such an opening is incredible. They can pull off so much more now.
how's it going?
Good. For now. Could it be that your spell didn't quite work out the way you planned?
I did tell you there were certain risks involved.
Almost no harm done.
No big thing. So, now that we have a little time to kill, why don't you tell me a little something about yourself?
Oh, right. Well, yes, I came into this world in an oasis in the Umzu Desert, and at that time, I was...
Are you out of your ever-loving mind? Definitely not the time to reminisce.
Then why did you ask?
I could use some help here, Benny.
Well, you did see what happened last time I cast a spell.
Time to make up for it, then. Now shake a leg.
Oh, I don't know. I might just end up making everything worse.
Worse?
Let me see. I'm accompanying tons of boulders in a plummet to certain painful death. My death. So just how do you think you could make things any worse?
Worse? I could set the air on fire, or it could start smelling very bad.
Can't you just stop time? Or wings! Give me wings! How about that?
Oh, this is all terribly complicated. I really don't feel up to it today, Nate.
Benny!
Perhaps tomorrow? I really do need to think through what's happened today properly.
You get me out of the mess you got us into right now!
Please don't yell at me! I just can't take it anymore!
Benny! Ah! The state he's in, we can forget about miracles. I gotta find something easy, something even he thinks he can do.
So, a carpet. Flying carpet. Also, just so, in case you have not watched the previous game that I Let's Played, I have played that. As you know, I've Let's Played it. It seems kind of obvious, but I figured I'd mention it anyway. And there, after that, they did release a prequel, The Critter Chronicles, which I've not played. I also haven't heard really great things about it, which is also part of it, and it's still fairly long. But it did explain some things between Critter and Nate. Basically some of their adventures before the first book of Unwritten Tales happened. So if there's going to be any characters from that, like maybe Benny, I don't know, I don't recall him. Maybe I've just forgotten, but I don't remember him. But if there's going to be any characters from the Critter Chronicles, I'm not going to be familiar with them. Just so you guys know up front.
A flying carpet. Is that too much to ask?
I'm not talking to you.
Why you... I'm sorry I criticized your work, Benny.
And?
And that I shook your lamp. And everything else. You meant well.
Well, all right then. I forgive you. What can I do for you?
Carpet!
A flying carpet. Shouldn't be too hard. Should I really dare? Am I really up to it?
Yes!
Let's consider that a yes.
What the heck? What happened here? No!
Critter? Why? Of course, a little revolver swing. But god, do I love the way this looks. Just the style, the everything, it is so perfect. I'm just getting goosebumps.
Welcome, adventurer. I am the tutorial, guardian of gameplay, explainer of control.
Explainer of controls.
To move a character, just click anywhere in the scene, wherever your heart desires.
And you know what? He had his title, and he made it work. You know, King of the Tutorial, explainer of controls. Like, it sounds good. Like, I wouldn't mind that being my title. It just sounds good. It's stupid, but it sounds good. Okay, so we can move. Let's.
Well done. If you now click on that big lever.
Ah, and clicking still also skips dialogue. So that's something to watch out for.
The robot has used the lever, as this seemed logical to him. Now click the lever with your right mouse button so that the robot looks at it rather than uses it.
So it's also a Wall-E, which is basically a toaster.
Excellent. The robot thinks the lever is working. But if that's so, then where is the problem? That hatch over there, left click it.
Will do. Also, if you guys feel so inclined, and I would very much appreciate it, if there's any references that I am not picking up on, please leave a comment and point them out. Because also considering the previous game, I see certain references. I might call them out. Some I remember not pointing out because it was so obvious to me. Or it was a similar theme or something. Yeah, sometimes I just did not point them out. But if you guys see any, do point them out for me, because I do think it's very fun and entertaining to read what they're referencing. And some of the stuff I might not know, and maybe there's, maybe I should get to know that. So, yeah, if you guys want to do that, that would be very cool. Also for the other viewers, I'd say. I had to click that 3 times, apparently.
The little chap seems to think there are advanced engine mechanics hidden behind there. Perhaps that's where the problem is. Click on the hatch again using the left mouse button.
See, it did this when I previously tested as well. You click, and he just spins in place. For infinity. So let's do it again. A little bit broken, that.
First left click will allow you to look, the second to use. Why? Because after a player character has looked at something, the most logical thing to do next is use it. It's quite simple. Right click when you want to look at something, left click in order to do whatever that character thinks is the next most sensible move. Is the machine working again? Left click on the lever.
Well, maybe shut the hatch, but... does seem to be working again.
Appears to be a new problem. Better take a closer look at the engine.
Well, let's. And there's a lever again.
Oops, that wasn't very helpful. Please pick up both gear
And I guess we're gonna be using inventory now. That's one. And the small gear wheel.
Great work. Items you pick up will go into your inventory. To open and close your inventory, left-click the rucksack. To use an inventory item, left-click it, and then left-click the object that you want it to be used with. Use one of the gears in your inventory with the engine of the town model.
I also remember there being a button to get to... oh, space highlights everything. But I remember